Hey everybody, Carolina Weather Authority here. I'm Mike G, and we're going to talk about what all this chatter is about the potential pattern change somewhere around the beginning or the middle of January. It's already the beginning of January today, and I can tell you over here in Fort Mill, which is just south of Charlotte, which is where I live, I was able to ride around with the sunroof open and the front two windows open on the car today, and it's a 5-speed manual, so there was definitely a lot of great vibes today with the warmer temperatures. Now, of course, not everybody wants that. Some people want cold and snow. We are going to see if we can get you some, but we can't really guarantee that. But what we are liking as far as that type of pattern is the southern jet stream is going to carry more disturbances here, and that's going to bring more low pressure into the southeast over time, and it's going to be a slow transition. But once that starts, that's going to be a source of moisture for us here to get anything in our neck of the woods, and that's half the battle, really. What we don't want is dry, because it can be really cold with air masses coming down from Canada here, and that would be it. It would just be cold and dry, just like it was back in December with that really big cold Arctic outbreak. But at least with the moisture being present, all we got to get then is cold air for snow. So this is going to be more of a likelihood here, I think, as we head into the middle of January, but not so sure about the warmth and the cold though. But let's talk about that. Anyway, let's get started over here. Looking at the satellite imagery across much of the country, or the actual lower 48. Lots of moisture being transported into Southern California, San Diego getting wet. It's going to be really stormy there. That's big news for them because normally it's dry out there, but the atmospheric river is actually pumping over here, and it's going to create a lot of flooding, mudslides, all kinds of nasty stuff for California, maybe even some tornadoes, some spin-ups over there. Across the much of the central U.S., here's a severe batch of storms getting going here this Monday night on January 2nd. By the way, make sure you click and subscribe below. Click like and subscribe, I should say, below, so that we can grow this channel to at least 1,000 subscribers. We have like 316 right now. Do us a big favor and like this video and subscribe. We really appreciate that. Big cluster of storms getting going here over Arkansas and Missouri and Louisiana tonight with some tornado warnings. This batch of storms will make it our way over here in the Carolinas, probably by Wednesday, maybe Tuesday. So we're looking at Tuesday or Wednesday for some severe storms. That's immediate right over here. That's probably what's going to happen. But we really want to talk about what's going to be happening here for January. So let's take a look at the ensembles here, and let's get into the temperature averages here. Okay, so Monday and Tuesday, really, really warm outside. Like I said, I had my windows down today and my sunroof was open. It was glorious, although unusual for January, but not completely unheard of for down here in the South. It's really subjective in the wintertime because it's always usually warmer down south. That's the nice thing about living in the South. So we're looking to Wednesday and Thursday later this week. It looks like a lot of the warmth starts to fade by Friday as a strong cold front comes in and knocks things back down to normal. We cool off back to normal by the end of this week, back into Friday. So nothing extreme, just a little backdoor cold front comes through or comes across the mountains. And then on Saturday, it's looking like another to warm up again. Should be a really nice weekend. It probably will be dry, but it's hard to tell. There could be some kind of low pressure here that gives us clouds next weekend and knocks us back down to average once again as we head into Monday. But overall, it's still looking very warm to the 11th, 12th, 13th or so. 14th, and right in through the mid-month. So that's looking warm right there. So that's really not what you want to see if you want cold outbreaks. And this is an ensemble, and it goes into the middle of the month, at least into the 17th. So anywhere from normal to slightly above at times to greatly much above average. Let's take a look at the upper air patterns here on the Euro. And this is going to show you what I'm talking about as far as that active, the southern storm track becoming active. Here comes a piece of energy here, Thursday and Friday, knocks us back down to normal for this time of year, maybe even slightly below in spots, nothing really to write home about. And then we warm up again this weekend. There's another northeast system on later on Saturday into Sunday. That's gone. But then look at how there's like a little kink in the contours here as we go into the 10th or so, which is next week. And then here comes another little system diving across Texas behind that one. So I think at the end of this Euro run, I think this is a trend to watch right here, with the southern branch of the jet stream just becoming more active there. Let's take a look at what the actual jet stream is going to be showing here on the 300 millibar charts. So yeah, it's looking right there like it's going to be active across the southern part of the U.S. right here. You can see this. This is the winds, the jet stream winds, and this is Saturday into the 7th or so. And it looks like the jet like really kind of does some funky stuff here. It's looking like it's strong coming out of Oregon and whatnot. But then it looks like it still remains active, depending on where you are. But this is like kind of like railroad tracks for disturbances to kind of head down into the southeast U.S. right there. So it could be rain, it could be a wintry mix, it could be snow. There's just no telling really. Man, I think if we say snow on social media, we'll get blown up, we'll get flamed and run out of town on a train if we say stuff like that. So we're not going to really say too much about that right now. All right, there we go. There's another part of the jet stream that looks like it's just like going to stay active here across. I'm backing up in time, but look at that. That's looking kind of like stormy, like more like a El Nino type of look rather than La Nina into the 8th or so. So this is going to be a trend we're going to have to watch, with disturbances making their way across the southern U.S. and right up into our neck of the woods, the southeast U.S. So that means it could either be rain or it could be snow, depending on if we get any cold air or not. It could be warm and wet, could be cold and wet, or really cold and wet, which means active winter tracks. One thing is for certain, it's going to be wet, but is it going to be warm or is it going to be cold? That's going to be our mid-January transition. Well, if there is one, it's just going to be the active southern storm track, which could just mean a lot of rain. But we're seeing some signs, and I believe Jesse was showing me some good stuff over here as far as where the actual phase of the MJO is. I know I sent him this last night right here. This is one of the global forecasts. This is one of the climate models, I believe, and that is from January 14th to the 27th. Looking like the warmth is really not so much present here, more like a normal type of phase for us here for the second half of January, close to normal. But this could be just like lower than normal temperatures because of an active storm track. Okay, it's going to be borderline. I think it's going to be borderline rain and snow. It's just going to be very unsettled as we head into the middle of the month. Of course, you're going to see a lot of stuff here. Now, again, I'm talking to Jesse through our messenger, and this is a stratospheric event, which could send another plunge of the piece of the polar vortex south into the eastern part of the United States. But this is the GFS. It's having issues right now, and I don't trust it. So you might see stuff like this getting shared. right now with the extreme polar vortex disruption, but I don't really believe that. I just think it's going to be active across the southeast, and it's not going to really be anything, uh, too cold, but we might get some cold. So this is from Weather Bell, and this is GFS, and it's deterministic, so it's not going to be, it might not be that accurate, and we will just have to wait and see. Well, thanks a lot for liking and subscribing to our channel here. Make sure you can subscribe to our channel right underneath this video here on YouTube. Make sure you like the video also. You can also come over here to our channel and you can also subscribe. You'll see some old pictures or videos of me, previous stuff I've done years ago. You'll see some videos from 2 years ago, but we're just getting this channel started again. So we would appreciate that if you could definitely like and subscribe to this. We would definitely appreciate that, I should say. Okay, everybody, I'm going to run. I will update you all accordingly. Just remember, it's warm for now, but it's going to start getting active across the south with storms. So the question is are they going to be rain or in between or snow? We just don't know. Oh, wow, that rhymes. All right. I'll see you all later. You all be good.